I'm Anil Kumar, sharing with you how to sketch graph from given linear equation. The example before us is in variables which you normally don't see. The equation is solve 0.3p plus 0.6p equals to 10.5 for p. State intercepts and slope of the graph the equation. So these are the three things which you have to do. You can always pause the video, answer the question, and then look into my suggestions. So let's begin by the equation itself, which is 0.3p plus 0.6q equals to 10.5, and we have to solve for p. It really means that we have to isolate p. So that means we could do 0.3p equals to, taking this to the right side, minus 0.6q plus 10.5. Is that correct? So we took away 0.6q from both sides, and we got this statement. Now we should divide by 0.3 to isolate p. So p is equals to minus 0.6 divided by 0.3q plus 10.5 divided by 0.3, correct? So we get p equals to, when you divide you get negative, of course, and this is 6 divided by 3, which is 2, so we get 2q, plus we could treat this as 105 divided by 3. Does make sense to you? 3 times 3 is 9, 15, 5. So we get 35 here. You could also use calculators. So we have isolated p. Solve for p, right? So we have solved for p. That means isolate p. That's the meaning. So that's the equation where p is related with q. Now here we'll treat q as independent variable, and since p equals to q times something plus something, p is dependent on q, so that is called dependent variable. Correct? So we have done the first part. Now second is state x-intercepts and slope. So what are intercepts? So intercepts, we're looking for, if you sketch a graph, let me make a room for graph here. Okay, so let's go for the space. So we have, I'll allocate this space for graph. Okay. Now, when we are saying state intercepts, we see that the slope is this. We have already defined p as dependent on q. So in sketching the graph, I should place q on the x-axis and p on the y-axis, since p is dependent on q. Okay. We need to find intercepts. Should we begin to find intercepts? That's what I was thinking. Okay, let's do. So whatever intercepts are, we'll call them p-intercept and q-intercept, since the axis has been named p and q, correct? Now, the equation itself gives you p-intercept. So let me rewrite the equation here. We have p equals to minus 2q plus 35. Now here, if q is 0, if q equals to 0, what is p equals to? P will be equal to 35. And this is called the p-intercept in this case. Let's say this is 35 for us. Okay, so let me say this point here is 35. And we'll call this as p-intercept. Any coordinate point here will be written in like q comma p. So this will be 0 comma 35. Does it make sense to you? So this point is 0 comma 35, the p-intercept. Now to find the q-intercept, we can equate p as 0. Is that correct? Or you could use original equation, your wish. Anyway, before getting there, we can find slope also from here. So m, which is the slope, is basically coefficient of q. So that is equals to minus 2. That is the slope for us. That means the line is going downwards. Negative slope is downwards at the rate of 2. That means 2, 1. Rise over run is negative 2 over 1. Okay. To find q-intercept, there could be many different ways. Q-intercept. We could actually work with this equation, which is right there. Right. So we'll use this equation now. To find q-intercept, I will substitute p as 0. So we can write p equals to 0. That is this equation, which is same, right? P is 0. So if I equate p to 0, what do I get? I get 0 equals to minus 2q plus 35. Rearrange, so we get 2q equals to 35, or q equals to 35 divided by 2. Right. So 35 divided by 2 becomes q, which could be 17.5, for example. So that gives you the q-intercept. So we can write down the q-intercept is, okay, so let's say q-intercept is q value first, 17.5 and 0 for p, right? Now we have to sketch the graph, so I'm making a rough sketch. So it is a line dropping down kind of like this, where the q-intercept is 17.5, or you could write 35 over 2, right? So that becomes the graph of the function. So I think we have done everything here. We know what x and y, in this case p-intercept and q-intercepts are. So the intercepts for us are, the q-intercept is 17.50, p-intercept is 0.35, and slope is minus 2. So that's what we get for our equation, and I hope steps are absolutely clear. If you have any doubts, please share your comments, and thanks for watching.